Siesta Key hotels, what do they have in common? Hi everyone, my name is Mike Rennick. I'm the team lead, the senior broker of Team Rennick, part of that great Mangrove Realty Associates family. Welcome to another edition of Out and Around with Mike. My guest today is Mr. Stephen Reed.
Hey, Mike.
Steve, how are you doing today?
Doing well.
Steve is the owner and publisher of both the Longboat Key News and the Sarasota City News, and we have an update about the island and proposed hotels. So, Steve, what's going on?
Well, let's talk about this. As you know, you're a realtor, right? Everything.
I am.
Yeah. I wanted to give you a plug, but in your
Thank
business,
how much did that cost me, by the way?
well, we'll see. You may charge me by the time we're done. But here's the deal: you sell units. Mm-hmm. You sell whether it's whether it's a condominium or a home. At the end of the day, everything's a unit, right?
That's correct. Absolutely.
Okay. So in this business, if you're on the business side, hotel side, usually you want more units, density per acre.
Right.
Than less. And if you're going to ask government, you ask for the most you can get.
Well, that's where they're going to make their money, their investment. So on a half of an acre or a quarter of an acre, the more units you put on it, the better return on your upfront investment. It makes
Correct.
sense.
So what you have going on in Siesta Key is a huge issue and a tension and a fight between what I would call is an increasingly upscale residential community versus a community that has evolved as a tourism community.
Correct.
So you got two sides. You have these beautiful homes. People are part of the community. And then you have a tourism component. So if you...
The key here is to make sure the two cohabitate well together, because both are important.
They're both important, but here's what's going on. As these older properties, if you go up and down Siesta Key, there's a lot of older hotels and resorts. There are also a couple of sites uniquely that have opened up. One of them is the old Wells Fargo building on Midnight Pass Road.
Yes.
Closed during COVID, became an opportunity for the 2.15 acres to be used for something else.
Correct.
Developer bought it, and the problem that developer sees is I'm allowed under the existing regulations to build up to a 35-foot tall hotel.
Okay.
Walking distance to the big beach, all good. But they want the government, the county, to change its rules and allow 35 feet above parking.
So they're talking about higher density is what they call it.
They're talking about more height. So you're adding another 12 feet of height. That's obviously an objection for a lot of people because right around them you have multifamilies, homes, or condominiums. So they want to add more height and they also want to increase density. Then at the same time, or just a couple months previously, 3 other proposals have come forth. So you have several hundred hotel rooms being proposed for Siesta Key.
This is a big change for the island because each of the islands around this beautiful part of Florida has its own ambiance. And Siesta Key markets the whitest sands in the world. I mean, you've got the village, the downtown area you can walk through and have great shops and dinners. So this could be a big change.
It's a huge debate, and what you're dealing with is each one of those proposals and applicants is asking for a different deviation from the rules. Some want density lifted altogether on hotel properties and allow it to be calculated. Another wants to go to the pre-40-year-old old way of looking at it and basically evade any zoning change that was after. They all want these changes, and what happens is changes cause precedent. So what may work in one site then becomes a legal right, a precedent, an entitlement. As time has gone on, you've seen, and we've all seen in tandem with this, the value of residential properties go way up. So they don't want more tourists in their neighborhood. They're not into that. They want it quiet and residential. Add to that, what these residents, part of their argument is, we've added thousands of hotel rooms with VRBO and Airbnb. So we have thousands of more tourists that were never anticipated milling about, so we can't say there's a shortage. So if we add this, in a sense, you're in a whole nother world. So there isn't this shortage of tourism units. On one hand, you have residents telling the city, cap allowance of tourism in residential homes. Now they're saying, don't allow more hotels than are currently permitted or more rooms than are permitted. hotel owners are saying, we got to make a profit. We'll make it good. Let us do it.
So the county government, our leaders have to wrestle with this. We know what Siesta Key looks like today. It's a very successful island. We know the ambiance here. We love it. What should the future look like?
Yeah.
The hotels. What's the rule as we go forward? So this is still the beginning stages, and we will keep everyone up to date as changes happen. We'll dig down. Steve mentioned there's 4 proposals on the table. We filmed one of them last week that's soon to be distributed.